Hello everybody, it's me, that divination witch. I hope you're doing well. Back with another witchy video about Hecate. And I'm answering a question in this video. I've made a video ages ago speaking about the mother Maiden Crone. I always say it like that, Maiden Mother Crone, and how that's linked to Hecate. But recently, I haven't took a screenshot of your question. I'm so sorry, but I remember you because I noted it down at the time. But somebody asked a question, how does Hecate herself feel about that? And asked me, how does she feel about it? And how does she feel about femininity being reduced to that? As if it's a negative thing, I suppose. So, yeah, let's get into it. How do I personally think Hecate feels about being referred to as Mother Maiden Crone and that archetype? Let's get into it. And if you're new here, I just want to say hello and welcome. I hope you stick around. My name's Sarah. I'm that divination witch, of course, and this is a safe space. So if you have any questions you want to know the answers to or my opinion on, put them in the comments. Nothing silly. Everyone starts somewhere at the end of the day, and I don't judge like that. And if you want to support my channel, I've got a link tree below with my shop, my website, Patreon. I offer readings and help to people. And if you do support me that way, I am grateful because you help me do this and help others as well. So thank you. So the Mother Maiden Crone, I always say it like that, Maiden Mother Crone. In a nutshell, it's a relatively new concept in modern spirituality, neo-paganism, etc. I believe it came about because of Wicca. Wicca is a nuanced topic and it's something I'll cover at some point. It's a religion that is also crossed over with witchcraft, coined in the 1940s to 50s by a gentleman called Gerald Gardner, who basically looked at the world and different world religions and said, oh, there's all these similarities, let's put them together and create a religion. That's what it is in a nutshell. Some people call it cultural appropriation. Some people don't call it that, obviously. I'm a bit on the fence. I am not Wiccan, but when I first started, way back in the day, meaning when I was like 14 and stuff, the only resources there was Wiccan books. So I do have a few that I'll probably review at some point as well. I've got nothing against people if they're Wiccan, as long as you just keep it to yourself sort of thing, like each their own. I do see that there's some good points in it, to be honest, especially what it boils down to being a god and a goddess, a creator goddess and a creator god. When it boils down to that, it kind of makes sense because no matter what religion, no matter the roots of any religion, boils down to that, a creator. And I think they're onto something with that. The more I am learning about Hecate, some people believe her to be a creator goddess. The Chaldean oracles, I don't know if I've pronounced that right, literally name her as the creator of the universe. That's something for another day. She is so primordial. She's the divine feminine. I always call her that. She's a big part of it. So it makes sense. Wiccans believe in the god, the goddess. So the god is normally the horned god, which it is what was demonized by Christianity into the devil. The horned god is a fertility god. He likes a Kerninos, Pan, the satyrs. They're normally depicted with horns, goats, bulls, sheep, rams. These animals are normally depicted as the divine masculine. The divine feminine is normally, this Maiden Mother Crone archetype, moon goddesses, soft, depending on her time in life. But there are common themes throughout all sorts of mythologies where there's different goddesses that are more maiden-like, demure. There are some that are like the mother archetypes and some that are the crone archetypes. So, this is a common thing. And when it comes to Hecate and her opinion on this, now obviously this is UPG, I don't think she minds. I honestly don't. I don't think she actually minds what you call her. I know I am an advocate against calling her a demon merely because of how Christianity mainly has painted demons to be. Not the old school word daimon or daemon. You know, I don't like calling her demon because it infers that she's evil, and she's not. She is everything, good, bad, ugly, you know. Sorry, I didn't mean to call her ugly, but you know, she's everything. She's a creator goddess. I do see her like that. Sorry, she's so primordial. So honestly, if people do call her demon, she doesn't give a rat's ass. If I'm completely blunt with you, she doesn't care. She rises above it. It's me that cares for you guys, because of how many people that get scared off. And I was scared off myself. So I try and debunk the BS that I see. So yeah, she doesn't care what you call her. So call her a demon or call her Maiden Mother Crone, the triple goddess. She doesn't care. But she was never, in antiquity at least, really known as that. It's more of a modern thing. But she's no exception to... Well, she's a woman, so she's no exception to the woman's role in life, I suppose, that everyone does start out as the maiden. We enter into our mother phase, and then our wise crone phase, I suppose. Now, some of us may or may not have children. Doesn't mean you're not in your mother phase. I've learned that myself by mothering. I suppose for me, it's this idea, this purpose in life. That's my baby. That's my calling, you know. We all have something to nurture. I don't believe it's limited to just women, though. That's the one thing I would say. Because men, all right, if we think of, I know this is getting into a gender debate, and I'm not about that, because to me, I respect everyone. Identify as who and what you want to be. I'm not a transphobe or anything like that. I'm all for equal rights. If it makes you happy, you be your authentic and true self. That's what I believe. And this is not what I'm getting into with divine feminine and masculine, because that's not what I mean. But if we do boil it down to masculine being harsher and more solar type energy, then they're not meant to be nurturing. That's why I suppose masculine figures are all like warrior, rah, or horned gods, horny gods, you know. But men aren't just that either. So I feel like really these roles of divine masculine and feminine aren't just for, well, females need to do this, males need to do that. No, because we are, all of us are made up of masculine and feminine. All of us, me, you, non-binary folks, everyone and everything in the universe has masculine and feminine aspects. That's science. And we need it. It's balance. It's like the light and the dark. We need it all. We need it, essentially. But for Hecate, she doesn't care what you call her. She's above it all. That's how I feel. Not in an arrogant way. Call her what you want. She's still going to be her. She can present you as whatever age is appropriate for you and what you need. She could technically present you as a man if she wanted to. She's more leaning towards the feminine energy. But any god or goddess can do that. They can shapeshift. You know, they are not human beings. We are looking at this through a very human lens. And the way the person has to seem reduced to that, I don't think that's... I get what they mean, but I don't honestly think it's a reduction in any way. I think really, personally, it shouldn't just be a woman thing. You know, and it can be applicable for men too, to embrace that. And, you know, it's part of us all. And so I don't think it's a reduction in any way. And I think for her, even if it is a reduction, what I feel the vibe is, if it helps people understand, then that's okay. Because a lot of people, And I was the same. I mean, I'm still learning about her years down the line, and my mind's still being opened, and I'm being challenged in my beliefs all the time, and my beliefs change sometimes, and things I've learned help me open my eyes to new perspectives. It's always healthy to keep an open mind. But if in the moment, or the moment that you learn about her, if that's what you need to hear to understand her, then that's okay. Some people may just understand her as the titaness of the Hellenic gods, the goddess of witchcraft and sorcery, and that's it, in this little box. Well, if that's how you understand her, then that's okay. It doesn't mean you will always understand her like that, because once upon a time that's how I understood her, and now my mind keeps being open to new perspectives, new ideas, different historical perspectives. Never say never. You may, when the time's right, learn more. And that's the way she works as well. Because imagine this, you're a newbie and you've never even heard of her before. Maybe you come from a traumatic religious background as well, full of fear and control. So you're slowly dipping your toes in, and then someone says, oh, everything you've ever known is a lie, and she's the creator of the universe, and this, that, the other, and your mind would be blown. Information overload, you run away in fear. So that's not the way she works. So if it's more palatable, if that's the right way to pronounce that word, if it's more palatable, if it's easier to swallow that she is Maiden Mother Crone, well, she's Maiden Mother Crone. And if it's easier for you to swallow that she's just a witch goddess, then she's just a witch goddess. But is she just these things? Ultimately, no. All deities are so complex. And deep down, the way I see deities is they're all aspects of the one creator being source. Source, God. And I don't mean Christian God. I mean the one that created everything and everyone. And who we pray to, who we go to, who we respect or worship or call on, no matter what our path is in witchcraft, in paganism, in religion, even the Christians praying to Jesus, that's a certain type of aspect you are praying to of the Creator. He is not the one and only. It's all a road to the same thing. And we're all called to what we're called to. There is no heaven and hell in the way that people say there is. It is just is. It's the universe, it's nature. You reap what you sow, what you put out, you get back. And that's my opinion. I hope that wasn't too complex. I hope I've answered your question as best I can. I do try and answer people's questions on here. So if you want to learn more about Hecate, from my point of view, what I've learned along the way, I have a playlist on her, a lot of videos. I say it how it is. I debunk the BS I see as well. It's in the playlist. And if you've made it this far, please hit subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And as I always say, until next time, stay safe and stay witchy. Bye.